Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and I was asked to jump on and channel the current Divine Masculine collective energies. I know we've got some very intense energies coming through, especially today with Venus conjunct Pluto, as well as Mars conjunct Pluto. The daily message, Twin Flame energy, did come through, but that was not specifically channeling the Twin Flame collective. So I was asked to come on and channel the Divine Masculine's current energy. I've been doing I've been doing quite a few personal readings over the last couple days, and every time I connect, doing these readings, I always receive downloads and messages when it comes to where exactly the Divine Masculine is at, and I was asked to share those energies with the collective today. So I feel this gateway opening when it comes to this pure unconditional power that the twins share when it comes to unconditional love. And I feel this gateway activation when it comes to the power of purpose. So a lot of the masculines are kind of sifting through the underworld energy, dealing with the archetype Hades, definitely in the underworld energy with this Plutonian aspect. There's a lot of dualistic energies coming forward, which is creating a lot of fragmented energy in the mind space for many of the masculines, in order for them to identify these energies and to bring them into their awareness. So I feel a lot of the masculines are being asked to step into their benevolent power when it comes to displaying and using their powers in service for the common good. So common sense is what came through in the channeling, common sense and knowing when enough is enough. A lot of these masculines have not used their common sense, and they've kind of at this point in time bitten off more than they can chew. And it's kind of time to spit out part of whatever they can't handle at this point in time. There's a lot of restrictions when it comes to the masculine's abuse of power, and there's a need to release. And all of this overriding energy of their better judgment really has, caused the detriment of this ego death. I feel accepting the death of the ego. And I just noticed 222. So twos, choices, decisions, crossroads. You think of twos, the Two of Cups, the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords. Oh my God, what's the other one? Oh my gosh, I can't even think. Two of Cups, Two of Wands, Two of Swords. Oh my gosh, help me out, guys. Two, two, two. Well, that's what I mentioned. Two of Cups, two of Swords, Two of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I kind of feel like the masculine is having a hard time, gathering all of this information. It's feeling very foggy, very confusing. I also think of the High Priestess with the two energies. So there's this huge release when it comes to this lack mentality. A lot of restrictions coming up for the masculine to be dealing with when it comes to them tapping into their own strength. A lot of the feminines have completely detached. And so it's really creating this channel of power coming through when it comes to all of these archetype energies with the Divine Masculine collective. A lot of these masculines, used their charm to kind of get ahead in life, to get where it is that they want to get. And it's almost like this karmic judgment conviction energy is what's coming through. I also feel, this very potent, impressive energy that's coming through from Source is really empowering a lot of the Divine Masculines towards this individualization, to, come forward and to display and to celebrate their uniqueness in the world. So two dualistic qualities that I feel are coming up to be distinguished with in this energy, in this gateway energy, is, where the masculine has abused his sexuality for power, where he's, focused this energy on negative social behaviors and roles that have not supported the higher calling. And I feel this this strong conviction energy is what's coming through when it comes to resolution on all of these past actions is kind of what I'm feeling. So a lot of over mental thought processing is coming through. 444, stability, foundations, a lot of divine protection as the masculine goes through this death, this transformation. a lot of the masculines are being pushed forward to honestly and openly express themselves, to release all of this stagnant energy. I think they're hearing a lot of messages from spirit, which is pushing them into their intuition and their ability to kind of empower themselves. There's a lot of survival fears coming up to be addressed, especially when it comes to financial security. And, the masculine's been directed by his intuitive guidance and this relentless energy of, this power struggle of not wanting to go towards where he's been urged to go towards. It's almost like this energy of the masculine wanting to have his cake and to eat it too, not wanting to choose between the karmic and the divine feminine. So I think a lot of unhealthy patterns are coming up to be addressed in the energies. I think there's a lot of meddlesome, people in and around the false contracts, a lot of misdirected energy at this time, which is creating this energy of, feeling lost in this momentum of all of this expending energy that's really not serving the divine masculine's life. And I feel as the masculine spirals out of control downward, the feminine is rising, deeply admired, deeply sought after at this time. And her energy is just no longer available for the divine masculine. So I feel like the feminine is kind of remaining in this pure white light power, and she's not accessible. The feminine has been so easily accessible, feeding the masculine energy, and now that the feminine's completely detached and is no longer accessible, the masculine is feeling all of this weakness. And it's like he's needing to act now, think later, if he's to triumph over all of these survival fears. But it is this conviction energy, this cosmic conviction coming through as all of this energy is kind of dispersed in and around the masculine when it comes to the femme fatale energy or the Casanova energy. So this gateway is opening up the potential for bonding and intimacy beyond words with the divine feminine. And, the feminine really has achieved her goal when it comes to her ability to break down all of these barriers around the masculine's heart when it comes to achieving these unions. So this energy is bringing forward the potential for deep and fertile connection. And this will result in a life-creating union that the twins came here to share. So a lot of angelic spiritual connection is coming forward, and the masculine is also dealing with Godhead thought. So, the power of love that the divine feminine holds for the masculine really has broken down all of these barriers in the mind space, into the heart space, and bring forward all of this lightness, this illumination when it comes to all of the inherent negative connotations that the masculine's been playing into. And, using that power of sexuality to get what he wants. And now all of this attraction is coming back on the feminine. So, a lot of these masculines were gigolos, adventurers, and, this really has been to their detriment. They've used all of this potential negatively for power, for expressing sexual power. And I feel this has gone beyond measure now. And there's a lot of expansion coming forward when it comes to this channeling of mating. So, I think the masculines really being shown the focus on reproduction, and the sacral chakra and the solar plexus chakra is coming up for clearing as part of this tribal circuit keynote when it comes to this great awakening and this empowerment that the twins are generating. So a lot of genetic activations when it comes to the DNA structure, when it comes to the masculine and enhancing his strategies to come forward for that sexual bond and to create that new life with the divine feminine. I feel this aura breaking energy, which is redefining all of these energies around the masculine, this penetrating energy, breaking through all of these barriers. And I feel as the feminine kind of enters fully into her creative business venture, possibly with somebody new, a lot of the feminines have called in like a walk-in when it comes to this relationship. And I feel a lot of the feminines, though, basically are very singularly focused at this time. And, you know, we've gone through that transformative process of reevaluating all of our relationships. A lot of the divine feminines have completely closed out their past life karma, their current life karma. And a lot of the feminines are just singularly focused on selecting the best partner when it comes to building this creative business venture, which is in turn creating this breakdown in the masculine's mind when it comes to this choice. And in all honesty, there's really only one real choice that we truly do have when it comes to this matter, when it comes to entering into this deep, intimate relationship that we do share with our counterparts. So it's about this bond. We need to course correct. The masculine is really needing to correct all of these past misdeeds in order for that tribal intimacy to be restored. You know, this is an intimacy that the twins share that is always beyond words. The telepathic connection, the energy really is intensifying as all of this sensitivity is enhanced around the divine masculine. So unless he is getting grounded and paying attention to his true authority, there's going to be all kinds of confusion and conflict around him, especially when it comes to that unproductive union in the karmic contract. So a lot of the masculines might be automatically, you know, deflecting and looking for someone to turn to interact with, to deflect all of this heaviness. But I kind of feel this impacting energy really is reflecting all of these negative judgments against the divine masculine, because I feel like divine time is now to walk through the gateway, and they are showing me the number 6. So the number 6 is all about balance. You think of the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, the 6 of Wands, and oh my God, 6 of Cups. I can't. So, you know, the 6 of Cups is about that reunion, that deep past life connection that the twins share. The 6 of Pentacles is that karmic recalibration, that karmic balancing, because the masculine was given to more than one. And it's kind of time to balance that interaction. The 6 of Swords, I feel, is the energy of the masculine kind of having to pack up and move homes to clean up the karmic baggage. And what else? What else? Oh my God, I can't think. The 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords. And we also get the Lovers as a 6th card. I'm in the masculine's energy right now, and it's kind of foggy with the third eye visions coming through. So the energy is quite intense, to say the least. And it is so interesting. Yesterday I was encouraged after a reading that I did to go for a drive to disperse the energy. And I was called to go to the crystal shop in town here, Studio 25. And the very first piece I was asked to find was Lemurian quartz. So I definitely got my hands on a beautiful piece of etched Lemurian quartz yesterday. That cost me almost my firstborn, by the way. And I was guided to grab some other stones. So I did get the blue lace agate stone yesterday. I can't even tell you what this stone is. I was drawn to it. If you look, it kind of looks like a mixture of shadow and light. I was also guided to grab 2 new pieces of unakite, which is direct link to twin flame energy. And I was asked to get 2. And I'm pretty sure this is like a jasper stone of some sort. I was also asked to grab some chrysocolla, some moonstone, as well as some K2 jasper or rainbow azurite. So there's something very potent in the energies for me to have to go out and grab some new crystals. But I feel this is bringing forward a significant influence on the brain is what's coming through for the masculine. A lot of brain activity, crown chakra activity, as all of these psychic capabilities are kind of being unlocked. A lot of creativity and inner focus coming through the crown chakra is also what I channeled. So we're going to jump in with some cards and see, you know, what needs to come through with the cards currently for the divine masculine. Yeah. Heart awakening. And, you know, it is the battle between the mind and the heart. And forgiveness really has been a block for the masculine, but whatever relationship, situationship he's in, it is about to shift in a powerful way, because there's a need to kind of speak up, to embrace this evolutionary process. So a lot of the masculines, you know, we've not had that communication. There's a need to kind of speak up and activate that throat chakra, because this is kind of where the masculines are at in the dark night of the soul. Definitely in this deep, dark, uncomfortable evaluation of everything that they've done. When it comes to their purpose, it is the veil of illusion shattering. And, you know, a lot of the masculines know on their heart where it is they need to go, but it's like out of that obligation with the karmic contract that they're afraid to kind of walk away. So we will see what needs to come through with this deck first, and we're going to kind of dig in depth today to see what's kind of going on with the masculine, because I do feel it is so close to that union energy, especially as Mars, or pardon me, yeah, Mars and Venus conjunct again in Aquarius. So it's all about those higher thought processing. How can we work things out? Because right now, the divine masculine is not living his purpose at all. Live your purpose, flipped out and reversed. And that actually came through in the one reading that I did this morning. So resistance to stepping into this purpose. The divine masculine chakra pathway, I feel there's been like this kundalini activation and all of these blockages and spiraling energy as the masculine opens up to his higher self, this journey to the divine feminine. The divine feminine come through. So I think you're encouraged to be open to receiving. A lot of these masculines are going to need the healing of the divine feminine as all of this heightened awareness kind of comes in with a vengeance. I do feel there's that detachment. A lot of the feminines have detached, which is in turn creating this breakthrough. The feminine is such a gifted healer. And a lot of these masculines are also gifted healer. They hold these Christ codes. And we are here to bring this healing into the collective through our words, our thoughts, our actions. And so divine feminine, the best way you can kind of assist your counterpart during this very transformative time is to keep your chakra pathway, maximize the flow, keep it clear, keep it balanced. Because the masculine is connected to, you know, the wrong soul tribe. It's not his true soul tribe. And it's depleting him, it's stagnating him. And all of this, I feel, is coming into his higher self-awareness now that the feminine has completely detached. And there's definitely all kinds of things shifting below the surface when it comes to the masculine returning to a place of compassion. So there's that activation. All of this trauma is coming up to be cleared. The masculine is in the throes of facing his deepest, darkest fears and having to heal that, as the feminine kind of radiating all of this light as the masculine, you know, is going through this awakening. So yeah, it's definitely over when it comes to the karmic contracts. For a lot of these contracts, they dissipated around the closing of that Gemini-Sag axis back in November last year when we entered into the Taurus North Node. There was that final eclipse season in December of last year, and that's when that fully came to a close. There was a lot of exposure, and a lot of the masculines have clung to control since then, trying to make it work out of obligation, for fear of starting over. We look at the world we live in, and it's really difficult to be a single person and afford housing nowadays. So a lot of these contracts are, you know, are over, but they're staying together for that financial security, for that blanket of, you know, where am I going to go from here? So, you know, the masculine's really stuck right now when it comes to that ending. And I feel like the sun's going down on him. I'm hearing that Elton John song, "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me Now." So I feel that's where the masculine's at, as the feminine has completely detached and allowed the higher power at work to kind of take over. It feels like the sun is going down on the divine masculine is kind of what I'm feeling. So He's needing to seize the opportunity. He's resisted seizing this opportunity, playing into fear of this rebirth energy. With the bunny on the card, it is feeling like a rebirth. And that's so interesting. The last 2 mornings when I opened up the big window curtains in the kitchen, there was a bunny in the yard. So definitely a symbolism of rebirth. And so I feel like the masculine's cowering in a corner, like in a ball, is what they're showing me. So afraid to seize this opportunity to come forward and spend time together with the divine feminine, because it is such an intimate connection. So, you know, I think they fear that you've completely walked away. I also think, you know, they are walking away. They've been dreaming about you. They fear you've walked away. They know the time is now for this intimate renewal. And I feel, you know, your patience really has persevered, divine feminine. I think time has run out. And the masculine knows it's kind of time for that face-to-face. He knows he's got to face his fears and walk towards you to seize this opportunity. All he can do is think about you, dream about you. You haunt him in his sleep. He daydreams about you all day long, about fixing what's broken, coming forward with that compassion for this renewal, because it's definitely over in that karmic contract. So, you know, the masculine's resisted coming forward. He's withheld traveling towards the feminine for this marriage, for this higher level of commitment. He's not showed the divine feminine any ounce of compassion. And it's kind of time for this breakthrough. Your hard work has definitely paid off, divine feminine. As you kind of step into your power, I do feel it's triggering the masculine to travel towards you. He's really encouraged to go deep within this loss, this sadness, and to embrace this change. Children might be keeping him stuck when it comes to the karmic contract. But I feel a lot of challenges, a lot of adversities, a lot of roadblocks are being created as part of this spiritual test to get the masculine to embrace this death energy. Ultimately, he's saying goodbye to all kinds of people, places, and things. He's been feeling all alone. And it's kind of time. These circumstances are pushing the masculine to make a choice. To make a choice. So, 22. Mastery, stepping into mastery. So we'll see what else needs to come through. I think, yeah, the masculine really is being called to step into his faith and his devotion of service. When it comes to the vows that the twins took this life, we are here to kind of rewrite history, to be those truth speakers, and a lot is in the works below the surface, where the masculine is kind of learning to kind of read between the lines when it comes to traveling towards the divine feminine's healing hand. So you might be getting ready for a house call, divine feminine. The masculine is going through all kinds of devastating breakdowns, and he's tired. He's tired. And he wants to come forward with that devotion. I feel the energy really is bring forward this travel energy to venture towards you, where he's only dreamed of going before. And he's kind of being pushed into traveling towards his true lover at this time. So, you know, a lot of these masculines, what did I post the other day? He kept us like a secret, and we kept him like an oath. A lot of these masculines kept us hidden in whatever relationship they've been involved in. And we remained loyal to these connections. And it's kind of time for the masculine to bring that hidden knowledge to the surface, to speak clearly, honestly, and openly when it comes to this karmic judgment. I feel a lot of the masculines have been through the war zone because they've been greedy. What I love is the greed fell out in reverse. So a lot of these masculines have clung to all of these material possessions, and that's how they've kind of had power over everybody. A lot of the challenges that the masculine are facing are stemming around this clinging to control, clinging to material possessions. Possessions never really give you power. And I think all of this materialism, greedy energy really has controlled the masculine. And I feel he's kind of fighting for freedom right now, fighting to step into service, asking why. A lot of anger, a lot of questions when it comes to what the energy is bringing forward. I think the masculine really is questioning, does the universe know what it's doing? Because they absolutely know what it's doing. These energies know what they're doing. So I think the masculine's about ready to explode with some kind of anger when it comes to all of these negative reactions, these negative situations, and he is kind of being pushed to lead with love, and to return to the feminine and balance these scales, because the feminine, you caught yourself a big one, divine feminine. We went fishing in the dark, and we made the choices to resort to only love. And so I feel this energy of us reaping our harvest at this time, because our faithfulness and our dedication to the journey is now bringing all of these spiritual tests and external influences in the divine masculine's life for his lack of loyalty. So it's almost like the masculine is being criminalized in the energy as the feminine kind of reels it in. So yeah, the masculine is facing a lot of criminal karmic punishment in the energies, humility. Oh my God, I knew this was going to be a tough one. So all of the choices the masculine has made is creating all of these limitations when it comes to victimizing others, victimizing the divine feminine, and he's going to have to pay back this debt right now. It's like he's being punished. Well, not really, but this really is the consequences of all of these wrongful actions. A lot of these masculines publicly ridiculed and made fun of the divine feminine. They laughed at the divine feminine. They gossiped about the divine feminine. They fed all of that energy. They ridiculed her, basically, laughed at her. And now they're going through this imprisonment of the mind when it comes to this karmic burden, a burden that they can't carry anymore. This burden has gone through many cycles, through many lifetimes. And this is the lifetime that we do need to release this and heal this. So the masculine is definitely learning a valuable lesson in humility. You know, he's here to practice the law of acceptance. He needs to learn how to release all of this arrogance and all of this negativity that he created in his life, because we are all equal in the eyes of God. So the masculine is learning a valuable lesson when it comes to self-worth. He's definitely feeling ostracized and outcast in the energy, and learning a valuable lesson about embracing his uniqueness, and the combination of all of his qualities that really nobody else can possess, because the true abundance and wealth lies in the coming together of this connection. I feel a lot of the masculines are envious of the feminine, and they wish they would have given to you when they had the chance. And a lot of this karmic punishment is coming through because of the damage to the children when it comes to, you know, our purposeless life. So a lot of these masculines are being pushed to nurture the children that have been a part of this journey, a part of this purpose when it comes to these past life karmic clearings, and to contribute once and for all emotionally. The masculine has been holding back his feelings, holding back expressing how he truly feels, and the only way to liberate himself and to step back into the royalty of this blood lineage that the twins share will be to honestly and openly express himself. So I feel the feminine really is being crowned. And now I'm hearing that song, if all of the kings had the queens on their throne. So it is like this energy. The feminine brings forward this high, like this energy high, because of the Christ activation in the feminine's heart. And the feminine has been crowned and is receiving the heir to her throne, which is in turn creating all kinds of envious energy. And it's pushing the masculine to take initiative and to be responsible for all of his past failures if he is to enjoy the fruits of labor that the feminine has manifested. So, you know, it's kind of time for these connections to come together. We are the trailblazers of New Earth, and as unconventional as it is for the masculine to close out this comfort zone of this arranged karmic contract, it's time to step into this newness. So let's jump in with some tarot. That went a little bit longer than what I thought. So the Chariot, Cancer energy, it's kind of time to get in the driver's seat and to go towards the divine feminine. The masculine's been running from the feminine, and the feminine is doing very well, very abundant, very wealthy. And it's kind of time for these unions to commence, or at least to get the ball rolling with some conversation. But we will see what the masculine's current energy is. Yeah, there's that Magician reversed. Abuse of power. Abuse of power. There's the ending of the false contract. You know, if they are still living together, they're not happy. That illusion has been shattered. There's a lot of manipulation on the divine masculine's part, you know, because all he can think about is this union with you in that Four of Cups, naked in this truth when it comes to the third party interference, and you know, at that crossroads, needing to make a choice, the Lovers, the Ace of Wands. So it is kind of decision time, because wherever the masculine's at, there's no healing. It feels hopeless. It feels dark. When it comes to having victory with this, you know, with this reunion energy, the masculine is feeling very hopeless when it comes to this rebalancing, because he was giving to more than one. And now it's time to face those karmic repercussions in order to, you know, restore the balance within these unions. So, you know, the masculine's at rock bottom for all of this manipulative behavior, the secrets, the lies. There is victory to be had, but the masculine is going to have to finally make that final judgment call. Yeah, so, you know, there's where the masculine's at. He's in a lot of dark, shadowy energy with the karmic contract. The Queen of Wands reversed. There's a lot of jealousy, anger, rage, possessiveness. And the karmic really is trying to create this veil of illusion. And the masculine really is going through like some major betrayal, Tower, judgment. And there's that divine masculine. So definitely the rise of the masculine, finding that Leo strength to face all of this betrayal. I think the karmic energy is angry because the masculine is going to have to confess this truth about the betrayal. And this is going to be a finality, because the masculine is facing that karmic judgment and awakening, major breakdown of all of these false beliefs. Whatever's been built in falsities is crumbling to the ground. The masculine is going to have to rebuild from ground zero. You know, clean slate, quite possibly like total financial ruin. When it comes to this Tower, this judgment energy, it is needing to start from ground zero. Definitely an ending has taken place recently, and it's just a matter of coming out of that Hanged Man position. So that's where the masculine's at. He's been lying. He's been lying to everybody about this missed opportunity and how deeply he has been grieving on the inside. And there's that wake-up call, shift in consciousness, coming out of self-punishment, coming out of martyrdom, and going after victory when it comes to these unions. So, you know, I think the masculine is kind of time to have that heart-to-heart conversation. There's a lot going on in the karmic contracts, and there's just no more working together in that third party contract. We have the Three of Cups reversed, the Wheel reversed, the Three of Coins. Threes is, you know, yeah, major injustice. So, you know, the scales are being balanced. The masculine is now experiencing the fall, the breakdown, everything the feminine had to go to in order for these contracts to balance out. everything the feminine went through at the beginning of the awakening, the masculine is now experiencing. A lot of us, we lose our minds. We think we're crazy. It feels like you're going through states of psychosis as we come into all of this awareness, third eye activation. And now the masculine is kind of losing his mind in the process of this disillusionment, dealing with a very possessive, angry, jealous, feminine energy. It's very dark. It's very dark. And maybe even the feminine now has betrayed the masculine, like he betrayed the karmic and he betrayed the feminine. But the doorway of opportunity is opening up for these unions. And I feel the masculine is preparing to come back from what he walked away from with you, to bring that apology, to say, I'm sorry, because right now there's no healing in the divine masculine's life at all. Everything is getting flipped upside down. There's no more joy. There's no balance. There's no hope. And it's kind of time for this karmic rebalancing to take place. So let's get a couple last Seasons of the Witch messages, feasting. The archangels are feasting on the divine masculine right now when it comes to honoring this connection, this eternal bound of this essence that the twins share. So there's really no escaping this, because the heart and the home is with the divine feminine. So a lot of cosmic shivers, a lot of truth coming forward that the masculine is feeling and seeing in the energies. And I feel that deep remembrance of what we came here to do. So he's in the darkest of nights right now. He's never ever forgotten you, divine feminine. You are in his mind. All he can do is pace back and forth in his mind, in the darkness, thinking about you, thinking about bringing this healing forward. The masculine's thick-ass ego really has been very unforgiving. And now it's kind of time to battle the ego and to free his inner child in order for these connections to come together. So let's see what else needs to come through. Candle magic. Yeah, and falling in love. So there's the spiraling energy of spiraling. The masculine is losing his grip on everything right now in order to step into gratitude. Gratitude for the divine feminine, for her eternal love. Gratitude for holding that space for the masculine. Because, you know, the masculine is feeling all of these thorns rip open in his heart. They're showing me a rose, a single rose. Interesting. The last time my divine masculine and I really were face to face, I guess, or the day we broke up 3 years ago on Valentine's Day, he brought me a dozen roses. So there's a lot of heart opening. His heart is being ripped open, a lot of bleeding on the inside when it comes to the soul. So a lot of sorrow when it comes to this karmic webbing. I feel the masculine is losing all hope for tomorrow, but he is going to persevere. Divine feminine, stay in your power. Stay in your power. The divine masculine is very alone, at rock bottom, feeling like the world is a dreadful place right now. And he is preparing to come forward with that pure intentional offer, wrapping his heart, giving it to you with gratitude and thankfulness for your devotion. So get ready for an exchange. I feel the masculine's deep in the silence, and it's deafening right now as the masculine, you know, does not feel the feminine anywhere around him. He hears nothing at all but the echoes and the memories of this connection is what I'm feeling. So there's definitely a shift, and the masculine is going to have to come forward and heal the past if he is to return to a state of balance. So that's kind of where I'm at for a current check-in for the divine masculine. I hope this helped, guys. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a twin flame reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below. I'm booking up very, very fast, so keep that in mind. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.